Okay, today we're going to take a look at an example of a word problem involving poker chips and using systems of equations to solve the word problem. If you're in Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Pre-Calc, you'll be solving systems of equations, so it doesn't help to get some extra practice in. So in this case, Jason is playing a game of poker against some of his friends in which they are using both white and red poker chips. The white chips are valued at $4 each, and the red chips are valued at $7 each. If Jason has a total of 22 chips and his chips are valued at $118, then how many of each type of chip does Jason have? And you really have to read the problem. I know some of you just want to try and get numbers and then solve it. Read the problem, read it a second time, a third time, till you really understand what the situation entails. In this case, it's a simple game of poker. We've got some white chips and we've got some red chips, and it's nice to have a picture to go along with it, and we're looking for the number of white chips and the number of red chips such that there are a total of 22 total chips and the value is $118. Okay? So the first thing we want to do, and there's different ways of doing this, you can go ahead and do the guess and check if you really want to. We can say, okay, what if there were 0 white and 22 red? Well, that adds up to 22. There could be 10 white and 12 red. That also adds up to 22. There could be 15 white and 7 red. That also adds up to 22. So there's a lot of combinations here available, and if you want to go through every single one, you're more than welcome to, but I'd rather keep things as simple as possible. Now, if you are guessing, you also have to understand you have to check the value, the total value. Okay, so just because you have 22 doesn't mean you have the total value. In this case, the total value is 118. The whites are 4, the reds are 7. So what we can do here is say, here's my first example, 0 and 22. So $4 times 0, because I have 0 whites and each white is worth 4, plus $7 for each red times 22 is equal to 0 plus 154, and that's equal to 154. Well, that's not right because my total value needs to be 118 as stated in the given information, so that doesn't work. So if we try the second possibility, we've got $4, still the same, times 10, plus 12, or excuse me, plus 7, because each one's worth 7, times 12. So that's going to be 40 plus 84, and that is 112. Not 118. 40 plus 84 is 124. So close, but not quite. And for my last one, if I say, okay, how about 4 times 15 plus 7 times 7? Well, that's equal to 60 plus 49, and that's 109. So we have some that are close, the 124 and the 109. Those are close, but not quite. So instead of just trying to guess every possibility, let's set up an equation. I don't know how many white there are, and here I was just guessing. So instead of guessing, let's just say let's call the number of white equal to W. Creative, I know. And we can call the number of red chips R. And we know, regardless, from our given information, the total value, or excuse me, the sum total of all the chips is 22. Once again, going back to our given information right here. What I also know is I need a second equation here because I have two variables, and we know that in order to solve an equation, or to solve for both variables, we need two equations. So we know each W is worth 4, just like we said right here. So 4 times all my W's plus 7 times all my reds has to equal the $118 of the total value. Okay? So what this does is this gives me a system of equations with two equations with two variables. So what we could do now is go ahead and solve this system. Let's move this over here. And now we have W plus R is equal to 22. And we have 4W plus 7R is equal to 118. Okay. So now you use any method that you've gone over in your class. You've probably gone over elimination and substitution, and for most people, they prefer to do elimination. And like elimination, it doesn't matter which of the variables you get rid of first. I can eliminate W or I can eliminate R. So I'm going to choose to eliminate W, and in order to do that, I'm going to multiply the top by -4. Okay. And in doing that, that'll give me, now multiplying using the distributive property here, this is going to give me -4W minus 4R equals -88. Okay. So multiplying everything, yes, you have to distribute the -4 to all the terms here. I didn't do anything to the bottom equation. The bottom equation is left alone. So 4W plus 7R, terrible looking R, it's a little better, was 118. So now I've accomplished what I wanted. 4W minus 4W is 0. 7R minus 4R is 3R. And 118 minus 88 is 30. So now dividing both sides by 3. This gives me the number of red chips is equal to 10. So now I need to find the number of white chips. And I can use either one of these two equations. They will both work. Okay? So you'll probably want to use the simpler of the two. It makes absolutely no difference. I'll go ahead and use the second equation. So 4W plus 7R is equal to 118. But we have R. R is now 10. So what I can do here is substitute R as 10. Okay. And so that leaves me with 4W plus 70 is equal to 118. Now most of you watching would have used the first equation because it was easier. I understand that. I just felt like doing the second one. So we'll go ahead and subtract 70 from both sides. And if you do use the first equation, you already know the answer is 12. Okay, because if W plus 10 is 22, then W has to be 12. So, but let's just finish what we have here. 4W is equal to, what is that, 48? And if you divide both sides by 4, you get W is equal to 12. Okay? So there we go. We have 10 red chips and we have 12 white chips. So what we want to do is we can go ahead and check our answer. I'll leave that up to you, but the first equation, obviously 10 plus 12 does give you 22, so we know that checks. And if you go ahead and do the second equation, you'll find that it works out just as well. So you should check your answers before turning it in. There's no reason you shouldn't know if you're right or wrong before you turn it in. All you need to do is check. Okay? Hope that helps. Now if you want more practice and you want to try this problem on your own, what you can do is visit our website, and that would be www.chaotix.com. Okay. And when you get to chaotix.com, go to the Interactive tab, click that, and when you click the Interactive tab, scroll down to Solving System of Equations Word Problems. So when you get to the System of Equations Word Problems, you can try the same problem that we just did, except with different numbers. So right now we have, it looks like 8 different problems set up. The first one is a basketball, 2 and 3 pointers, but the one we just did was poker chips. And as you can see, there are different situations every time you click. Okay, the chip colors change, etc. So you can do this problem over and over again for practice to make sure that you understand at least the poker chip situation. So if you have any questions, feel free to email. We do answer emails, and hope this video did help, and thank you for watching.